So it looks like we have a few people that have not been able to join us just yet. So bear with us for a moment so we can get all attendees up. So I am amazed and thrilled. So far we have 51 participants. We're still waiting on just a few more. So just give us a few more moments if you would, please.
Yay. Okay.
That really start going off.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. We may have a few people that will jump on in a few minutes, but it is now 9:10, and I want to welcome you all to Brookline College of Nursing. We are really excited for you to be here. We're really excited to be able to provide this orientation for you. Uh, Unfortunately, it's not our ideal way in providing this. We usually have students on campus in order to do this so that we have that face-to-face interaction. But in the world of COVID right now, this is the safest for social distancing for us for all. So again, my name is Patricia Burrell, and I'm the Dean of Nursing for the Phoenix campus. I provide oversight and support for both students and faculty, and it's my honor to be here with you and for you. My hope is that we get to know each other as you progress in your academic career here at Brookline, and we welcome you. So I am going to I have our chat box up. We do have everybody muted for this right now so that there isn't background noise. We will open up at the end of the orientation so that any of you that have questions can ask them, and we will respond verbally to those as we may. For any that we don't get, we will also provide a frequently asked questions in follow-up for you. So please know that we are here and available to you. So if you do happen to write into the chat, if you want to go ahead and make that to everyone, because I assure you, if you have a question, more than one person does. So I want you to know that we appreciate each and every one of you for entering Brookline. We will be introducing a few of our key supporters for you in this orientation. Following our PowerPoints on general orientation, we will turn our attention over to 3 different people that will be going over a few more things for you in depth. But I do want you to hear from a few of your campus supporters. So I'm going to allow some introductions on their part. Our next slide shows that we have our nursing department that is here to support you from a nursing perspective. We recognize many of you will be starting with us in your general education before you may move on to nursing or to other of the allied health programs. So on our left of our screen, you can see that for our nursing department, Dr. Janet Kramer is our Vice President of Nursing and our Chief Nursing Administrator. For our campus department, we have Glenn Tharp, who is our campus director, and I'm going to go ahead and ask Glenn to introduce himself. He's on the call now. Glenn, do you want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us in this new world that we're living in. I think we're all adjusting, but as Dean Burrell said, you know, it is the safest thing to do while still contributing to the community who's in desperate need of healthcare workers. So I guess I'd first like to say congratulations to you getting this far. It's not everybody gets into the nursing program. I think you're well aware of that. It's a lot of hoops to jump through to get where you're sitting today. So I just want to say congratulations on your first success. And now it's time to get down to business, okay? I won't lie to you, the program is difficult. It's doable, but it's difficult. We're basically taking a 4-year degree and condensing it to 2 years, 8 months, you know. So your goal is to go through that without interruption, you know, pass everything, get through and get out, get licensed and get ready to go. So You know, make sure you try to figure out your study plan, your support plan and stuff, because this will tax you both, you know, emotionally, um, you know, and somewhat physically, but you're going to do well. So as she said, I am the campus president for this school. I've been here about 2 years, but I've been doing this and running schools and nursing schools for about 21 years now. So um, I did that. So I'm blessed to come out of the healthcare field myself. I spent about 15 years in the healthcare field before I transitioned into education. So um, you know, I'm here for you guys. A lot of stuff has to be handled through the nursing department because of board rule and stuff, but I am also here and I love to hear how you're doing. Have an open door policy. I'm downstairs in the admissions area. So when you came into that lobby, I'm the second door on the left there. So you're all welcome to come by and say hi and see how you're doing. So with that, congratulations again. Thanks so much for being here. Today is the day to get your questions answered, okay? Because you're going to hit the ground running. So if you have questions, please ask during this orientation, because we want to try to at least get all those out and on the table and answered, so you can focus solely on school starting. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Dean Burrell, and thank you all, and I'll see you around campus. Did we lose Dean Burrell? Excuse me, Burrell. Can you all hear me? Okay. Thanks, Mika. I see you. Well, as everything with these things, we sometimes have technical difficulties. So I'm not quite sure. There we are. Now we're back. So to run through some of the other, Patricia, okay, you're there. Let me, Dr. Spicer, are you on the line? Okay, Dr. Spicer is our Director of Education, so I'll cover that piece really quick. She is over the education department, non-nursing, for the entire school. So where you have the most interaction with her is if you're taking any non-nursing general education classes, as many of you are for your thing. So she works hand in hand with me and the nursing department to get that going, okay? The LRC person is actually Hannah Turner. I don't know what happened here. It's a Hannah Hunter, but it's Hannah Turner, just to make a note. She's our person for that. And she's been, of course, working remotely, and they can cover a lot about the online libraries and to do that. Mary Tilley's our Director of Financial Aid, Director of Finance. So she is over all the financial aid department, who I'm sure all of you have seen, because that's part in going here. And then I guess let's turf it to Nicole Giannini, our esteemed Director of Admissions. I know she's on, so you want to say hi quick?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Want to welcome. If anybody knows me, this is very difficult for me. I'm full-blooded Italian. You'll see the hands going here very shortly. And at this point in time, I probably would have hugged you, congratulated you. In 15, we'd have, I'm gonna, if I sit on them, I can't speak, Glenn.
No, I was just giving you an air hug.
Okay. So you guys have been working diligently with my team, some of you just over the last month, some of you for over a year. So I just want to say congratulations and welcome. Just know that my team, Myra, Leah, Kim, Sergio, and Jesse, we are here for you any day, anytime. I am always here. I'm still on campus. Our campus is opened as a resource center for all of you. So just know that if you just need a day, an hour to get away, get home, get away, get around a few people. We have students that come here periodically throughout the week, throughout the day to use our resources. There will be a health assessment at the lobby, so make sure that you are feeling well, but you have that ability to come here, come get away, get some work done, and use the resources here. But I just want to say welcome, and I will, if you haven't gotten my contact information, you will be getting it sometime this weekend. I'm here for you as well.
Thanks,
Thank
Nicole.
you. You're welcome.
So I'll just finish closing out before I kick it back over to the nursing side. So Mandy Benavides is our Corporate Director of Career Services and Student Services. Okay, so she's on our campus quite a bit, so she's doing that. And Natasha Perrick is our Director of Career Services. So that's the department you'll see towards the end of your program. They're the ones that track you and give you job leads and get you out on interviews and those type of things for those that need. So that's good. Sharon Imperiali is our instructional designer. You don't really see her, but she works behind the scenes when you guys get into your learning management system and all that stuff and looking at the curriculum and syllabi and stuff. That has a lot to do with Sharon, as well as the nursing department, who designs, of course, the nursing curriculum. And then last is Myra Pacias. She's, many of you may know her because she's my assistant director of admissions. Myra, are you on? You want to say a couple words?
I am on, and now I'm unmuted. Hello, everyone. For those of you that don't know me personally or virtually, I'm Myra. I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions for Nursing. I see a couple of my students on here. And for those of you working with Leah, Kim, Sergio, or Jesse, I too am here available whenever you need me. All of my contact information can be shared through the rest of my team as well. And good luck to all of you.
Very good. All right, with that, Dean Burrell, I'll kick it back over to you.
Thank you, Glenn. So I just want to give you a little bit of background on myself so that you know who your Dean of Nursing is. I have been a registered nurse for over 26 years. My primary specialty was in med-surg, which I believe was an amazing foundation to my career. I have been blessed to have a very unique career path. I've lived in Northern California. I am a California home state nurse. I moved to Alaska and lived there for 17 years, where I was blessed to work with the Providence Health Systems there, and then opened up a brand new 60-bed long-term acute care facility in Alaska, the first and only of its kind. Since then, I relocated to Hawaii, and I've been in Phoenix for just a little over 8 years. So I have been in education and as a leader in healthcare for hospitals, director of nursing, clinical consultant, specializing in education for about the last 10 years. So I do have a breadth of experience and have been through most every scenario that you may be going through during your academics and as you go on to your clinics. So I want to welcome you and let you know that I am always here for you. I am your biggest supporter, and we will do anything that we can to help you be successful. So I want to go on to introduce a few of our other people that are key on our nursing department. Elena Decker is our administrative coordinator. She is key in doing multiple things behind the scenes when it comes to faculty and behind the scenes student issues. So she's a great resource for us. We have our clinical coordinators, both Christian St. Louis and Virginia Keller. They both bring a massive amount of information and experience to our team. Their role is in providing our scheduling for our clinicals. They're our point of contact for each of our clinical partners. And so you will work closely with them on just about every facet of your academics here at Brookline. They're invaluable resources, and you will get to know them quite well. Tracy Chesney, she is our nursing simulation and laboratory coordinator. She is the guru of all labs, simulations, skills, everything that you need in order to have the foundations as nursing students so that you can go on successfully and practice those skills and experiences in the clinical settings. And her and her team have spearheaded us to be in a virtual format due to COVID. So they've put a lot of intense work at ensuring that your clinical experiences, labs, simulations are done in a virtual world. So you'll get to know her and her team quite well over your course of your time here at Brookline. Zachary is our student services guru. He is your point of contact for most anything that you have student concerns. He provides student supportive services, counseling. He's the manager of our student ambassador program, and he'll take a few minutes towards the end of our orientation to go over what he provides. Lance is our registrar, and sorry, my email is off, but the flags keep coming up. My apologies. Lance is the one that manages your actual scheduling. So he handles scheduling, transcripts, all of those things behind the scenes that you need to go from class to class. So he's an invaluable resource for you as well. Deb Northrup is our administrative assistant. She's been with us about 3 months, and she has a multitude and wide breadth of experience in the academic world. So she helps us on the back end with a tremendous amount of support. And once everybody's able to come back on campus, she resides on the second floor in our nursing department up there at the reception area. So you'll get to know her and her bubbly personality and her amazing sense of humor. So we're gonna go on here just on our orientation, and I'm gonna bring up our mission statement. This is very important for our students to understand that Brookline College is an independent, accredited institution, and we are dedicated to meet the educational needs of developing multicultural society. We have a very diverse student population as well as a staff and faculty population, and we hold that in very high esteem. So our institution is committed to preparing students academically and professionally to meet the constantly changing employment requirements of business, industry, public service organizations, and medical support agencies functioning in a highly advanced and expanding technology community. You can find any of our mission statements, our vision statements, any of the information about who Brookline is on our website. So check our website out, and if you have any questions, feel free to throw that our way. We are live on social media. That is the nature of today's society, and we engage in those things readily and happily. We do have a Facebook page, and we welcome your comments, photographs, memes, anything that you'd like to throw on there. We try to keep the website for Facebook in a positive light so that everybody is able to see success stories and see how things have gotten, how students have gotten through the program, and there's always tips and tricks, so it's a great resource. We do have accounts with Twitter, Instagram, all of that. So we manage that very frequently. So pop into those social media resources so that you can be in the know on current events, job leads, career leads, success stories, all of that. So we do want to first and foremost remind you that your safety is of our utmost concern. So when campus is open and we here are open for resources, there are limited hours right now, but we are still open. So I want you to recognize that while you're on campus or at clinical facilities, ensure your safety. You know, we want you to continue to protect yourself, to have environmental awareness, to make sure that you are aware of your surroundings. So I'm sorry, I realized that I'm back in my office and I have two screens and I didn't keep your screen up to date. So I've got you on the right track right now. My apologies. I've been working remote from home with one computer, so I forgot I had two screens. So safety is everybody's business. We want to make sure that you do the buddy system when you're walking, be aware of your surroundings. When you're going out to your car, make sure that you're not on your cell phone, that you have your keys ready so that you can get into your car. Make sure you look in the back seat. I always walk around my car before I enter into it for safety, just to make sure that you are safe. If you do see a light out on any of the areas that you're in, please report it to staff. That's important for your safety, and that can happen at clinical settings or on campus, and we want to ensure that the areas are well lit for you. If there is something that doesn't feel right, if you see something, say something. Let somebody know that there is a suspicious circumstance, that perhaps somebody is around your area that may not be there. We want everybody to be safe. So that's just a really big concern for all of us. Unfortunately, the reality of the world is that thefts do occur. So I would encourage you, when you're either coming to campus or going to clinical facilities, make sure that you only have things with you that you absolutely need. You don't want to leave valuables in your car. You don't want to leave them in plain sight. And when you're going to clinical settings, you're only allowed to bring in a few items. So leave the rest at home so that you're protected. Right now, since the world has gone very much into an online format, I want to remind you that there are many people out there who their livelihood is hacking other people's identity. So make sure that if you get suspicious emails or texts and they're from people that you don't know, delete them. Do not click on links, do not go into it. And if you receive anything through your Brookline student email, don't open them, but you can forward them to the help desk at Brookline, and we'll give you more information on that as you begin your classes. But there are unfortunately people out there that do want to get access to your private information, and we want to make sure that you are protected. So reminders, don't use debit cards, don't use your credit cards in areas where you're not protected, especially on the phone. If you need to make a payment for something, your best bet is always to call back the institution, no matter who they are, to make sure that those people are real, because there is a lot of hacker activity out there and a lot of falsification of charges for everybody in the virtual world right now. So just be really, really aware of your surroundings to keep yourself safe. So we do want to let you know that when things are in full swing for Brookline, we do have a great amount of campus activities throughout the year. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 and aligning with the CDC guidelines and social distancing, we won't be having all of these great activities going on at the campus until we're cleared to return. So those will be in diminished capacities. activities, but we will still try to reach out to you virtually for any other ways that we can provide you with access to events. Most of those will be done in virtual formats for everyone's safety. And many of our instructors, our guest speakers, community service, and clinical partners, they'll come online with us as well in the virtual format. So rest assured, this is a momentary delay. As soon as the world gets back to aftermath of COVID, we will resume all those activities, and we encourage you to be involved. It um, definitely increases our team building. I believe that school is one of those areas that you make lifelong friends and contacts, and we want to encourage you to attend as much as you can once our life has returned to normal for that. So the resources that we do have available on campus is our Learning Resource Center. Our Brookline College librarians have announced recently that you can get help virtually anywhere with our virtual librarian help desk. You'll get more information from that as you begin your classes. So you'll be able to submit a question through the link on the LRC page in your Moodle shells, and you'll be connected directly to a librarian who's ready to help. So you can ask for help with research, resources, how to do APA formatting, paper formatting, any of those things. And our goal is to respond to your questions within 1 business day. So these resources are available for students on campus, although in a limited capacity right now due to our campus hours being adjusted due to COVID. So we hopefully want you to realize that you do have those resources, and many of these are especially useful for attending classes from off campus for the first time. Even once we all do return to campus, the way to connect with librarians on the online format will still be available. So we hope that you take advantage of that because there are a great deal of resources there. Our LRC assistant for our Phoenix campus, as Glenn corrected me on my first page, my apologies on that, is Hannah Turner. And she's had experience in this and can help you with materials that we have available to assist you. We do have resources that are available for checkout. There are workshops available on any of the Microsoft products if you need help with that. Computers are available here on campus for use if you have difficulty at home. We also do have a computer loaner program that we initiated midterm for summer or for spring because many students didn't have computers that met with the requirements that we needed for our online format. So if you have needs of computer loaners, please reach out to us and we will ensure that you have that access. Realize that the LRC is available for student use only. We ask that you, when you do come to campus, that you don't bring others with you. It's an area for quiet studying, for getting assistance. We do have printer use available. We have technological use available. There are scanners. So we just ask that you be reasonable in using those resources, but it is available for you. There is several applications that are out there. One of the great ones that students have been successful with in the past is called the Remind Me app. Something you can go into your store based on whether you have an Apple or an Android product. And it's a really great way to remind yourselves of classes or deadlines or any of that. So this is not the only application that's out there. So go ahead and look and see what works for you in the format that you need. So we do want you to know that we are here to help you. Our faculty is dedicated and committed to providing you with the support that you need and the foundation that you need in order to be successful in each of your classes. That begins in general education through up the nursing department, as well as our other allied health programs. So realize they are an invaluable resource for you. There is a process in place for us if you need further assistance. We always want to encourage you to go to your faculty if you have questions about course assignments, deadlines, study guides, exams. Give them a chance to make things right for you and address your concerns. Our faculty will be having virtual hours available for you, and those dates and times will be uploaded in their Moodle shell so that you know when you have access. And you can always reach out by email. There will be discussion boards available in your Moodle shell that you can ask questions of. So utilize those resources. Now, however, if you still need assistance and didn't feel that your questions were answered, Zach in Student Services is your next go-to person. He will help you address any concerns that you have, and there are many that he can resolve for you without having to take that a step further by communicating with the faculty, by looking at your Moodle shells. Sometimes there are differences in formatting from our system to your computers based on the formats in which you use Macs, PCs, iPads, any of those things. So he's very helpful in that. But if you do not feel that you've had your questions or concerns met, Zach is the person to go to, and there are forms that are required to complete each step after you've spoken with your instructor, and Zach helps you do all of that. So he's your second point of contact for that. Any of those things that are not resolved then get escalated to nursing leadership. Generally, that initially goes right to me, and I work with both students, faculty, and Zach in Student Services so that we can come up with a resolution. There are appeal processes. Say you have a grade that you didn't agree with on an assignment, even though you felt that you followed the rubric and the outlines. There are processes in place for that. And so Zach's the first person to get you set up with the forms, and any of those things come to me. There is still an appeal process after my final decision. If you feel that your answer, the questions to your answers or the resolution you seek out has not been resolved, and that would go to the higher chain of command with our Vice President of Nursing. So as you see on the right side of this slide, our nursing department chain of command is very important for us to follow. So instructors first, student services, myself as Dean of Nursing, and if we can't resolve it, it does go to the VP of Nursing. So we would like for you to follow that so that we can assist you and stay within the policies and procedures that are outlined in both your student handbook, the course catalog, and then the policies and procedures that we have in place for all of our accrediting agencies and regulatory agencies. So we are here for you to resolve any of those kind of things. Our next slide, as I just said, is a perfect transition to know your nursing student handbook and your college course catalog. Your student handbook is key. That goes over your rights and responsibilities. We will be sending you the student handbook acknowledgement form that you will need to sign. That will come to you via email, and all students are required to sign that. Additionally, there is a code of conduct. It's a professional standard that all students must adhere to at all times. You'll also be receiving that via email for you to sign, and these things become part of your academic folder. So if you have any questions on those are always available on our website. We have them available in multiple formats, so if you have questions, please let us know. Now, we do want you to know that we receive feedback from students all the time, and that's really important to us. We do try to make adjustments and changes in an immediate fashion where we can. Some other things may take a process or a committee to be evaluating things such as curriculum, but we have created multiple resources for you, especially in Moodle. There are student formats and forums in there where students can talk to each other. There are communication boards that are available for you. We keep updates going on our website. Of note, that is especially important for you to always look at the COVID-19 response, because as you know, that is something that changes sometimes daily, sometimes more often than that. But we are keeping our hands on that and touching upon that every day. We have created town halls each semester. They're usually during a lunch break or in between required courses so that students can attend when we're on campus. We open up a couple large rooms, and that gives students a forum for them to ask questions, give suggestions, sometimes success stories on what has worked for them. So we'll be holding those virtually until we're able to come back to campus. And that's an open forum, and we want to hear from you. Realize that one-to-one communication is very important to us. Emails are our main format of communication for students. You will get updates in your Moodle courses. You'll get updates in some of the other software applications that you'll become familiar with as we move forward. So it's really important for you to check your emails frequently. You, if you have not already received, you will be receiving here in the next several days your Brookline student email address. And those are the email addresses that we utilize for communication with you. And there are directions if you want to have your Brookline student emails forwarded to your personal emails. You can do that. But realize, because people change emails so frequently, it's not something that we can keep up on. So we will send out emails to your student at Brookline emails. So check those pretty daily, because changes, updates, scheduling changes, any of those kind of notifications are key for you to know. If you do have email updates that you want in our system, you can reach out to us so that we can assist you. Some of the software applications, you can't update them yourselves, but in others that you can. So if you have questions about that, please reach out to us. So our next topic are clinical experiences. And as I briefly discussed in our introductions, we have a dedicated clinical coordinator team that handles that. Virginia Keller and Christian St. Louis are both nurses with many years of experience. So they are the ones that handle all of your compliance, all of your scheduling for clinicals, simulations, community, all of those things. In My Clinical Exchange, which you will become familiar with, there are check-off lists in there, particularly your BSN checklist. And so there are requirements in there that you'll need to keep up on. We are making allowances to some of those, as we realize with social distancing, you may not have access to get into facilities to have some of those things updated. So if you have concerns or delays or issues with that, please reach out to Christian or Virginia so that we can assist you with that and notate that for you. There are requirements as we go into the clinical world. Some of those are noted here, such as your fingerprint clearance card, and that does take time through the Department of Health and Human Resources to get that completed. It is an online process that you can do, so it's better for you to approach that sooner rather than later. Immunizations, those are standard for any place that you would work at, so it's important to keep those up for public safety. Drug screens, that's required for all students, as it is in most jobs in healthcare. And then of course a background check is a requirement. We will go over those as you get to those semesters, so realize that you do have time. We just want to encourage you to try to get to those at your earliest opportunity, so that once we're able to get you back into clinical rotations at our clinical partners, those things will be ready and you won't have any delays. So Christian and Virginia are going to become your best friends, and they are amazing to work with, so feel free to reach out to them at any time. So clinical experiences. So we do want to let you know that there is a policy in place that you cannot work a night shift in your employment and go to school during the day. And for certain, not for a clinical experience. And we encourage that for our virtual experiences too. We need to treat all of these formats just as you would if you were taking care of patients. So we want you alert and aware. We recognize that students do have other employment with healthcare facilities. We are willing to work with you on your schedule. So your point of contact for that, of course, again, is Virginia and Christian. Clinical hours right now equate to simulation hours because we are in the virtual format, so those are really important to keep up on. You will receive communication before your schedule for those. You'll have an oversight faculty that will go over what's required. You'll have a pre and post conference with them to discuss questions. You'll have paperwork that you need to do. Just realize that in every clinical experience, whether it's lab, virtual, going to a clinical rotation, is very much like a job interview. This is the perfect segue for you to get a job with many of our clinical partners. So you really do want to be at your professional best. So we will go over more of those as you proceed with your courses. So what we do for you to help you with your success, it's important to understand our exam process. We use a software called ExamSoft, and we have been able to get access to a proctoring system support for that, so that you can take your exams in your own home environment to ensure our social distancing. You'll get clear and concise directions on that from your instructors, so there's nothing you need to do on that now. ATI is a format and software that leads directly into successful completion of NCLEX. So we utilize ATI in many formats. There are modules that are available to you. There are practice exams that you're required to take. There are templates that you have to complete. And then there are exams that you have to take. And Brookline was just made the front of of the line because we were able to do a pilot program at our Albuquerque campus, as there are literally hundreds of campuses across the country that needed proctoring for this due to our virtual format. You'll also get more information on that, but if I can stress anything to you in here, ATI is your best friend. Data supports that if you follow through with your ATI and do as much of that format as you can, that does lead to direct success with NCLEX. DocuCare is a electronic health record system that we use that gets you ready for those clinical situations when you're able to do your electronic health documentation. So you'll be exposed to that throughout your terms. Again, there are resources in the LRC. I do want to point out uniforms and scrubs. Those will be necessary for you going into semester 5, but I do want to let you know that scrub organizations have not been deemed essential businesses, so there will be a delay in you receiving scrubs. We will provide you with more information on that as we get that, but that has been a directive federally and in Arizona State by Governor Ducey. Now, what you do receive with your courses are either hard copy textbooks. There are a few classes that still have that, but most of them have gone to an online format of ebooks, and those are available in your Moodle shells. You'll get more information on that as you start your classes. Again, going into our catalog and nursing student handbook, of importance to note is attendance. Now, attendance is key as you realize you are going into a accelerated BSN program. For those of you that are going into nursing, for your general education, attendance is also key. So we do want you to realize that you need to be present in your classes, whether that's a live lecture, whether it's a recorded lecture, those formats that we're doing right now due to social distancing, but attendance is required. We recognize there are always extenuating circumstances that hit people, whether it's illness, trauma, any of those things that unfortunately happen to us all. So if you're going to have an absence, a hospitalization, anything, reach out to your instructors so that we know how to assist you. Now, we have extended our consecutive days of absence. Previous to COVID, it was 14 days. We have extended that to 21 days. So realize that you do need to be in attendance and be active in your Moodle shells and in your other formats and softwares, or you may be withdrawn from the program. This extension has been provided due to COVID-19. So if you have extenuating circumstances, reach out to your instructors, reach out to student services. We will do all that we can to assist you. For your lectures, realize that you do need to be prepared before those. There is a significant amount of self-learning in an accelerated program as well as general education. So read those chapters, read the course material that your instructors provide you so that you can be engaged during this time and that you can ask questions appropriately. If you're not able to attend live lectures, you will have a week in which to review the recorded lectures, so your attendance will be captured that way as well. We will do everything that we can to make sure that you have availability to your course material. So attendance counts. So during live lectures, your instructor will take attendance. These documentation formats are all required for all of our accreditation agencies. We have to prove that you have been in attendance. So you will receive points, sorry, wrong word. You will receive credit for attending if you attend the live lectures, if you are able to attend the pre-recorded ones because you couldn't attend the live lectures, your attendance will be captured in that format. Of importance to note here for exams, exams are scheduled and will be outlined in your Moodle shells, specifically on the days and the times that those are scheduled. We understand that there may be mitigating circumstances, and please realize you need to reach out to your instructors before the test begins so that we can make another opportunity for you to take it. If something is out of your control and you don't have access to that, we can help you with that we can help you with that as well. We do want students to be at their best when they're taking exams. So if you truly are sick, reach out to your instructor so that they can help you and adjust that schedule for you. So when you are on campus, when we're able to do that, as I said before, we are available here as a resource. You can still come to campus. Realize that we are following CDC guidelines. We're doing safe distancing. All people that enter the campus are doing a health screening. They have to wear a mask on campus. My mask is here, but I'm in the privacy of my office, so I'm not wearing it, but they are available to you. And here's my lovely mask so that you see this is something that we are enforcing. It's essential so that we can decrease the exposure to COVID and any other communicable diseases. So be prepared for those screenings and realize that if you have a temperature over 100, if you've been exposed to COVID, positive or presumptive patients, you will not be able to stay on campus. That is a public safety concern. So if you have questions about that, reach out to us, please. I do want to discuss integrity. You all can read the slide on what the definition is, and what we need to recognize is that we are professionals in both the academic and in our professional careers. And as healthcare professional, integrity is our word, it's our bond. So as you see on the slide, integrity is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. That's really important for you all to understand because everything in healthcare is about integrity. It's about following your word. It's about following policies and procedures that are in place for patients, staff, family members, all of those things. So realize in your academic career, when you're submitting assignments and papers, give credit where credit is due. If you're citing yourself from a previous experience, identify that this is your experience. If you're using somebody else as a source, cite this, use these in your references, follow your APA formats. These are key terms that you need moving forward in your academic career. So what do you need the first day of class? Positive attitude. You need to follow attendance. We do want professional caring. Communication is key in all things, and we are here to listen to you. And of course, you need the desire to learn. We can't instill that in anyone. We are doing our absolute best to make sure that we provide formats that offer motivation and engagement and humor. Humor is the fallback for healthcare professionals because it eases tension. So realize we are here for you, and the positive mental attitude and staying on task and staying focused is going to be your key to success in everything. Professionals in training, that's what you all are entering by coming into a higher educational format. That is characterized by or conforming to the technical or ethical standards of a profession. Healthcare has very distinct standards of professionalism. We outline the majority of that in the code of conduct so that you are aware. We want to make sure that we are always exhibiting courteousness, conscientiousness. We want to be businesslike and professional in all endeavors and all encounters. Realize, and that's where we go back to integrity. Even though you think somebody isn't watching, somebody is always watching. And from many of your experiences and interactions with everybody, these are excellent opportunities and segues for you to begin your career. So do the right thing, take the high road, and do it every time. I can't stress that enough. So we do ask for feedback from our students at the end of each term and ongoing. If you have suggestions, concerns, alternative ways of doing things that you would like to point out to our staff members, let us know as we're going. But at the end of each course, there are faculty evaluations that come up in Moodle. They are or can be anonymous. You certainly may sign them if you'd like to, especially if you want somebody to reach out to you. Tell us what we can improve upon. Your feedback is key for us to growing our program and making improvements where we need to. The same thing with our lab simulations, alternative clinical experiences, virtual sims. You will get survey monkeys at the end of the term with the same thing. Tell us what really worked well for you. Tell us areas of improvement that we might be able to make. We are open to that and need that feedback from you. So that is an open and continuous format for you, not just at the end of the term, but during your entire coursework. Your success in online courses is key here. Brookline will be doing an online format for the entire summer 2020 schedule due to COVID. So our instructors will be providing live lectures to you where they may. There are multiple breakouts for those instructors, so they will provide as many live recordings for you that they can. Where they can't, those will be uploaded. Actually, regardless, those will be uploaded into your Moodle so that you can review those. They're a great tool for you to go back for study guides, and that's how you would capture those lectures if you're not able to attend the live lectures. Your instructors will be very clear in their Moodle outlines when those lectures are, and so that you're aware for those. Please, if you're having difficulty in classes, seek out help early. We don't want you to get to the middle or the end of your term and identify with us that you've really struggled with something. We're here as your resource, and we want you to be successful throughout your entire process. So reach out to your instructors, reach out to your colleagues, to your fellow students, create study groups that you can do virtually. There are a million formats that you can do that, all free of charge. You can do that Zooms, you can do that in many formats. So if you need help on how to do that, reach out to us. We'll help you get those things in place. Realize that deadlines for assignments are set there for a reason. We will adhere to those deadlines very strictly during this term. If you have extenuating circumstances or need extensions or assistance with that, reach out to your faculty so that they can figure out where to help you. We understand life does happen and it's a bit complicated for us all right now. So ask for that help before you get into trouble. I recommend that people create, if they don't have a calendar, so that you can write out your task list, write out the deadlines that you have on a calendar. Whatever format helps you keep on track, I highly suggest that you do that. APA format, which has been exposed to most people in high school, is the Bible for any submissions in a higher academic atmosphere. So in all of your Moodle shells, there are APA format documents in there so that it clearly outlines the format that you are to use. Remember, your biggest friend is citations. If it's not your thought, if you've utilized the thought from somebody else, even if you're paraphrasing, give them credit and write that in there as the reference. Additionally, there are in each of your Moodle shell paper formats that tells you exactly the formatting that you need to set up for any papers that you need to submit. It shows you spacing and fonts and headings and running heads and all of that. So if you have questions, use that as your first resource, and again, reach out to your instructors or the LRC or anyone that you feel that you can connect with if you have questions about that. So the most important takeaway from this is do not copy others' work. That could be considered plagiarism, and that does have pretty heavy consequences in the academic environment. You can use your own discussions, you can use your own experiences, use others' information, cite those works, and make sure that you're using references. Really, really important for you. So nursing program grades. This is really important because there is a difference between gen ed and nursing courses. The requirement to pass general education is a 70%. Passing nursing core courses are 77%. Realize that our grades do get rounded up to the next appropriate grade, and that is all formulated in Moodle with all of the calculations. So if you are struggling in those courses at reaching your nursing classes at 77% or your gen eds at 70, reach out early to get help so we can get you on track. We don't want you to have to repeat courses. We want to help you be successful in your first take. However, realize that that does sometimes happen, and that's not a personal failure. That means that there's something that we all need to do to help you, and you can repeat the course and we can help you be successful. Realize there are guidelines on which courses you can repeat. There are guidelines on that from a gen ed perspective as well as nursing. That's outlined in the student handbook and your course catalog if you have questions. And then our biggest ally right now to help set you up for success for NCLEX, and that is again ATI software. And once you get to that point in your academics, you will receive that green light that you've achieved all of your requirements in ATI. And that means you're ready to test for NCLEX. You're encouraged to actively participate with your ATI in every format that you can so that you can maintain your NCLEX readiness. Realizing that across the country, many NCLEX testing sites have either decreased their capacity or some have closed. So it's really important, if there is a delay for you in taking your NCLEX, continue working on your NCLEX and that until that date. That will keep you ready for that. We hope that that's not the case, and we're hoping that that's going to be resolved hopefully within the next month or two as COVID resolves, but ATI is your best friend here. School holidays. Look at your course catalog for our updated holidays. Right off the top of my head, I did note that Memorial Day and 4th of July are holidays. However, realize that you still may be attending a clinical if that's in your original schedule, because healthcare doesn't shut down. So it's really important for you to stay on top of your emails to identify that. Some of our clinical partners don't have students working on holidays because they have skeleton crews, but some do. So check your emails, check your topical outlines and your syllabuses, and of course reach out to our clinical coordinators, Christian and Virginia, if you have any questions on do I attend or don't I. So for all of our students, our absolute goal is to help you reach your dreams and ensure your success. And we have multiple ways in which to do that. We will turn over our orientation to a few experts. One of those is student services. One of those is to help you set up your Moodle, and then we have career services that will go over some of your resources there. But right now, it's really important for you to actively engage in study groups. We have an ambassador program that Zach will talk about when he goes over his student services and the supportive services that we have. And ambassadors are available for tutoring if you need. All adults have different learning styles, so really work your magic to figure out which one is your best learning style, and reach out to us so that we can try to adjust some of our educational formats so that we can do that for you. We try to capture all adult learning styles, but it's important for you to identify if you have a special need. Realize that we do recognize students that do have disabilities, and we do follow the strict guidelines of AZA. So if you need additional resources, if you're somebody that needs additional time for test taking, if you need additional resources for other things, bring those to our attention so that we can have you fill out the proper documentation, so that we can have that on file and so that we can support you in that. We absolutely will provide you whatever it is that you need to address any of those concerns. So obviously the elephant in the room is COVID-19. So we do want to provide you with a brief update on that. It's something that we are keeping as a COVID update on our website that our executive administration team is keeping updated as things change. And we realize that this affects everyone. So first and foremost, our hope is that you and your family members are staying healthy. We know that this is a difficult time. We realize that in Arizona, we have stay-at-home orders. In other areas, they have shelters in place. Our Albuquerque campus has faced that for the last couple months in New Mexico. So we are here to support you, and we although it's not our first choice about having this in an online format, Brookline made the executive decision to continue with the program so that we don't have delays for students in pursuing their academic careers. So for some of you, we realize that in this format, it may be your first time partaking in an online course. We will help you in any way that we can to do that. In this slide, there are a couple numbers that you can reach out. And as it says, no matter how small the question or issue, you can call those numbers. You can reach out to your faculty, to student services, to the learning resources. Any of us will help you be successful in this online environment. Now, again, we did briefly discuss that our campus is open as a resource for students, especially for those that need help in the tech world, but it is configured in a new format. There are healthcare screenings that are be taken at the front lobby with your temperature. There are questions to answer. So realize each and every time you come to campus, that will occur until we have been given the clear by the CDC to stop that activity. The majority of our faculty are now working in teleworking status and in a virtual format, and so they are still very much available for you, just not physically on campus. As I briefly discussed, our Albuquerque campus has been closed due to shelter in place in New Mexico, and our Tucson campus has been closed as well. This is a temporary closure, but our Phoenix and Tempe campuses continue to be designated as essential businesses under the governor's executive order. And much like Arizona State University, University of Arizona, and other collegiate partners, they will remain open just with limited operations. So we are continually professionally disinfecting the campus. We have our screening tools in place. We have hand sanitizers. We encourage you to wash your hands. Everybody on campus must wear a mask. And we are asking for students to make appointments to come to campus so that we can ensure our social distancing. So realize those things are in place to protect all. So I briefly just wanted to put this screen up here for you to recognize that we are accredited through multiple agencies. So our regulatory agencies are the Commission on Collegiate Education, CCNE, that's a national accreditation. We are accredited with the Arizona Board of Nursing, and we align all of our program with the Board of Nursing direction. And then our baseline for all of Brookline, not just nursing, is the Accrediting Bureau of Health Education Schools, which is ABHES. This is institutional accreditation. And I want you to recognize that we follow the most strict guideline of each agency to meet all the requirements. So whichever one has the highest requirements, those are the guidelines that we follow to ensure that we are remaining under regulatory guidelines. We are at the point where we have the ambassador program, but I'm sorry I misplaced that. I'm going to allow Zach in student services to discuss that, so I'm going to forward on to clinical experiences. So I do want you to note, although we are not able to go to our clinical partners for the summer term at this point in time until they open that up, I do want you to realize that we have affiliations with many clinical agencies and healthcare organizations across the metropolitan area of Phoenix and in the Valley. This list is changing and growing every term. And because we are not able to go to our clinical partners' facilities at this time, our amazing lab and sim team that are working in conjunction with our adjunct and clinical instructor support have created amazing virtual learning environments for your education needs while we remain aligned with the CDC guidelines on social distancing. But once we're able to come back to campus and reactivate student rotations at these facilities, we have an abundance of places for you to go to. So realize that will continue. I am going to pause my video for just a moment and leave this on my audio. It looks like one of my people have a technology issue, so let me see if I can get them popped on so that we can talk about their other things. So hold on for one moment, please. Sharon, are you able to be with us?
I am. I finally got on. My computer seemed to have a meltdown this morning, twice,
Oh,
not once, but twice.
I'm
But I
so
am,
sorry.
yeah, I know. I've been working it hard since 6 o'clock this morning, so maybe it was mad at me.
So everyone, I'm going to let Sharon introduce herself, and she's going to go over a few items that you need to know for Moodle. Sharon, I have the slide up right now that just shows Moodle, and then I have another one on the student portal. Do you want either of these up, or are you going to just talk through this?
No, I'm actually going to do a screen share. So if you can turn and let me have a little bit of control over.
You got it.
Awesome.
And let me. One moment.
In the meantime, I'll introduce myself. Hello, nursing students, and welcome. I am very excited for you guys. So I always look at all of our new nursing students as people who are going to be taking care of me soon. All right, so my name is Sharon, and I am the instructional designer. So my job really with Brookline College is I say I lurk in the background. I kind of make sure that any new content or quizzes, exams, or PowerPoints or anything that your instructors would like to have in their Moodle shells to present to you as students or to have resources for you. I'm the one that goes in the background and kind of puts it in. So it's really nice. So I just want to get you a little bit familiar with Moodle. So this way your transition is smooth. And I want you to understand, I am literally a quick text message, or no, actually a phone call. You can actually send a message through Ring Central to my office line, or a fast email. Don't ever feel, if you're stuck or can't find something or become confused on something, that I am not a reachable person. I absolutely am. I am another one of your resources. In fact, I'm housed in the Phoenix campus. So once we're all back to normal and everybody's back working physically, I actually do work directly out of the Phoenix campus. So I am very familiar with the nursing students. You all pass my office 50 times a day. So
Sharon,
understand.
I have made you host so you can share your screen here.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So real quick, can all of you see my screen? All right. Let me just get this out of the way. All right. So welcome to Moodle. This is Moodle. And I just actually chose one of the nursing courses. My view is going to be a little tiny bit different than what you guys see as a student, but I want to actually make sure that you can see it. There's going to be a few important things that really you want to look for. All of your resources that you will need are located right up top here along the top. Now you should have received at this point your login information to log into Moodle. That class will become live for you to see as a student literally 12:01 a.m. on Sunday, which is technically Monday morning.
Hey,
So just
Sharon.
be aware.
Sharon,
Yes,
excuse the interruption. We're not seeing your screen on here.
you're not seeing my screen. Let's see here. All right. What are you guys seeing? Because oh, why isn't it giving me a screen share option? Bear with me a second. Are you sure you shared it over? It does not seem to give me a pop-up to allow my screen to share.
I have made you the host, so you should have access to everything.
Yeah. Let's try. Here we go. Okay. Maybe we were on. My computer really hates me today, everybody. All right. Can you see my screen now?
There it is. We can see it.
Bravo. Okay. How many people does it take to get to see a computer screen? All right. So I'll start back from scratch. Right up here at the top, you're going to notice there's all kinds of links up here. So your Learning Resource Center is your library, and there's so many resources on there for you as nursing students. Really click on it, open it up, become familiar with it. It's real important that you get to know what you can use. You're going to have lots of research to do, and there's lots of things to help you in here. Your next one down, of course, is your catalog, any supplemental information, and we also have the nursing student handbook. That's all in there. So things that you need to be familiar with. About us, some tech support, financial aid if you need to speak to them. There's student services, and there is somebody assigned directly to you. So you can either physically go and see student services, or you can schedule and you're logged in as nursing. Advising, some community resources and things like that. So those are the main pieces, but I do want to show you super fast what one of your classes might look like. And like I said a little bit earlier, that my screen is going to look a little bit different than what yours might. All right, so the first thing you're going to notice when you get into your class, the nursing classes are very specific. You're going to have your syllabus, and then you're going to have your topical outline. All nursing courses have a separate topical outline that gets loaded in, and that is created by your instructor. So you're not only going to need to look at your syllabus, but you are also going to need to become familiar with your topical outline. When you are in the non-NUR courses, the topical outline will be attached to your syllabus at the bottom portion of your syllabus. This course happens to have an ebook. You're going to know it's called a Vital Source ebook by the green puzzle piece. Really easy to access. All you do is click on it, and it magically opens in a second tab. And as we patiently wait, and there's your book. Come on. And it's no different than any other ebook. You have your chapter breakdowns. You can search in your book for anything that you would like by just typing. So that is one of your ebooks. We have APA format help for you as students. And then, of course, your ATI and some resources. All right. So a typical week, your instructors give the information. You have access to the PowerPoint that they give you for the presentation for review or anything you would need, and then some basic information. You can navigate your course through two ways. You can scroll down through it through the weeks. Your current week is going to be highlighted in green, or you can just go the weeks. Now, please don't pay attention to the dates that I have here. This is a master shell and it runs on a standard date schedule. It gets changed once it's pushed out for you as a student. Your grade book is located under grades. You as a student can absolutely get in there and check your grade and keep track of how you are doing in the course. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to your instructor early on. Another course I want to show you is a MindTap course. Let's see here. Let me think of a course that I know will have something good for you to look at as a student. This will work. Okay, so this course has what we call MindTap in it. And MindTap, we partner with Cengage Publishing, so it's going to be Cengage Unlimited. You as a student are going to set this account up, and it is free to you as a student. But the very first time you take a general education course, it's going to prompt you to set up a Cengage Unlimited account. Within Moodle, we have Brookline Start Strong for you. Just follow these directions and it's going to help you set up your Cengage Unlimited account. That account is going to house all of your ebooks for you. So everything will be in there. Really easy to get into Cengage, and I always recommend when you're working in your course for Cengage Unlimited, stay in Moodle. So you're going to go into Moodle, and if you notice, this has a couple of MindTap assignments. You can click on this assignment. It's going to bring you into your Cengage Unlimited account. It's going to open MindTap for you. You complete that activity. It's going to open it in another tab, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. And all you do is click back to your Moodle tab and open the next assignment. That is the best way to stay within MindTap, to make sure you're actually opening an assignment that is linked to your grade book within Moodle. So as you see, I just opened that up. Let me just move this little box out of my way. You can close the little pop-ups that come up because you do not need to worry about them. Your textbook is right here on your sidebar, full book. You can go ahead and open that up, and it's going to open your textbook up or your ebook. You can work your assignment on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, you will also have your ebook opened up. You can start the assignment now, or you can review chapter 1 before you start your assignment. Simple and easy to navigate through. No different than a regular book. If you're looking for a specific section, it gives you the little blue hyperlinks. It'll bring you right to that section. It will also read the book to you. We all know that everybody's very busy. You are now full-time college students. Many of you have employment that you have to attend in the evenings. Sometimes you may have children or family obligations, and that's fine. I always say if you need to cook dinner and read at the same time, you can do it. All you do is click on this little ear right here, and that book is going to read to you. So I'm just going to give you a quick example. So you can change the voice settings, you can change the speed right over here on your master toolbar. Once again, the blue book is your ebook for your course. And if you want to use the hearing feature, it has Study Hub. You can highlight items within your book as a student and add it to your Study Hub, which will help you study for your midterm exams and your final exams. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to open up another assignment. And as you see, it just pops it up right into another tab. So that is your best way to enter through MindTap. Now, once again, as you go through this the very first time you have a course that has a MindTap, you are absolutely going to just go right through it. All righty. Let me get back to your Moodle. All right. Does anybody at this moment have any questions about Moodle or MindTap getting into it? All righty. I do have a question, so let me look in the question box. Okay. All righty. Well, I'm going to stop my share. All right. I'm going to turn it back over to Patricia. I think I returned it to you.
Okay, can everybody see our PowerPoint back again? Couple nods would we help? Yeah? Okay. So I am going to turn this over to our career services. And it looks like Shannon is going to be covering that for us. Shannon, are you on?
I am.
Welcome. I'll let you introduce yourself, dear.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to talk to you all briefly and let you know what we do here in Career Services. My name is Shannon Fisher. I am one of our Career Services advisors, and we are here to help you with everything related to your career, basically. We can assist you with getting your resume started if you don't already have one, getting it updated if you do have one, which I'm assuming you all probably do, but we can assist you with formatting it, helping it get professional and presentable, as well as interviewing help, interviewing tips. We can go over like frequently asked questions when you're ready to interview. And then ultimately our goal in our department is to assist you with finding a nursing job. So on that note, we're here to help you during your schooling as well as in the end. In the end, you'll be seeing us a lot because that's when you are going to be taking your NCLEX, and that's when you're going to be a grad and looking for a job as a nurse. One thing to keep in mind that we do like to share with you in the beginning is if you do not have any medical background, maybe now think about, if it works with your school schedule, think about getting something in your field that you can start out at, maybe a caregiver or something that, like a PCT in a hospital. That way you can do that, maybe part-time, and then transfer into a nursing position once you pass your NCLEX. We do have a lot of graduates that go that route. They start off as a PCT and then move into a nursing role. So that's just something to think about. Like I said, if it works with your personal life and your school schedule, getting something in the medical field just to build up your medical background and your experience. I know a lot of nurses coming in already are working in the medical field, and that's even better still. So that's awesome if you are already working in the medical field. I think that's about it. We are all of our department except one are telecommuting right now. We do have one. That's another thing. Now we can help you with opportunities and leads and send your resume out and get your foot in the door now if you are looking. That pretty much kind of covers our department. You will be seeing us, like I said, a lot toward the end, because that's when you're going to be, testing and getting ready to get out there. So does anybody have any questions?
I have a quick question about the Moodle.
Please go ahead and ask your question about Moodle.
When should we expect our courses to be available to us?
That they should be available to you in Moodle, I believe Monday morning.
Okay.
If you do not see your schedule posted in Moodle or your classes in Moodle Monday morning, please reach out to myself. I'm about to introduce myself in a minute, so I'll give you more information.
Great.
And I have a question too about the Cengage. Will that also be step-by-step to us, or how will we learn to get onto that?
In Moodle, all the classes that have Cengage will have a step-by-step guide on how to create an account, how to get into your book on Cengage, how to get into your assignment on Cengage. So once you go into that specific class on Moodle, you'll have that pop up. You'll be able to click on it, and you will be able to go through a step-by-step guide.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions for Career Services? I don't think so. All right. Well, welcome to Brookline, and definitely reach out to us if you are looking for opportunities now or want to get your resume updated. That's about it. Thank you.
If you guys will give me just 1 second, I'm going to turn this over to Zach for Student Services, but my computer has shut down, so I need to reshare that PowerPoint. Zach, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
All right, guys. Hey, my name is Zach. I am the Nursing Student Services Coordinator here on the Phoenix campus. I deal with all the students in the nursing program from term 1 all the way till term 8. I will help you with advisement on classes. I will go through academic skills with you. If you're struggling in a class, please reach out to me once you realize you're struggling. That way we can come up with a plan to help you make sure that you succeed through this program. This is an accelerated program, so I am here to help guide you through that, not only on an academic level, but also on a personal level. I deal with anything that you are struggling with outside of academia as well, whether that might be needing help finding insurance for your clinicals, needing help finding a doctor, a therapist, a counselor, childcare, finances, housing. I am there to sort of guide you through that and advise you on going through that. I will be your second point of contact after the instructor if you have a student concern or if you'd like to file an appeal or a concern form. I will be the one to guide you through that, make sure that your appeal gets answered. I will be basically your advocate while you're in this program. Any issues or concerns, if you come to me, I will make sure we advocate for you, and we are on your side to help you through this program. We have an ambassador program here on the Phoenix campus and throughout Brookline College. We have one specifically for the nursing students. And part of this ambassador program is to help tutor and mentor students going through different courses. We do require a 3.0 GPA, and we require a 80% attendance rate in your classes. This program, at the end of it, if you decide to join the ambassador program, you will be able to walk with red cords. And you'll be able to attend different events on campus and support the campus and support your peers. You're sort of like a mentor for your peers, and you're sort of the voice of reason for your peers. You'll be able to attend the nursing faculty meetings and bring up any student concerns that they have. You'll also be able to attend other different meetings that the department holds. We also have the Student Nurses Association with Brookline College. On the Phoenix campus, the Student Nurses Association is a nationwide program. They have the statewide council, the nationwide council, the school council. With that program, you are able to get discounts at rental centers, rental car centers. You're able to get discounts at hotels, stethoscopes, scrubs, and beyond. We have a council here on campus, and we have the president, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer. If you do join that program, when you walk and graduate, you will be able to get a gold sash as well as a Student Nurses Association pin. This is a great opportunity to get into the community and be able to form community relationships with other facilities, with other nurses in this association. They also hold a state conference as well as a nation conference. Last year, we sent 20 of our students to the state conference. And we also are able to send students to the national conference if we deem necessary. With student services, like I said, I am going to be your second point of contact. I am here to support you throughout your program, and we'll be able to guide you going through this. Does anyone have any questions for student services at all?
Zach, I have a question for you.
Of course.
I'm wondering, I'm having a little bit of a problem with the Moodle. Can you walk us through it one more time? I don't know if you're the best person to ask for that, but if you can help with that.
Let me see if I can pull the Moodle shell up. Do you have a specific question on what you're not understanding about it, or?
It wouldn't let me download it. So it let me download pretty much everything else, but it's really only letting me access like the school website. It's just not letting me access the thing as a whole. So I can't even log into it.
Well, let me figure this out here. So when you go to the website, online.brooklinecollege.edu, it doesn't pull up Moodle, or it just doesn't let you log in?
It just won't let me log in.
Is it saying invalid password?
Yes, and I reset it. I'll try and reset it one more time. Sorry, everyone.
If it doesn't work for you again, I'm going to take your name down, and I'll send you an email in a minute to see if I can't walk you through it.
Okay.
I wouldn't know how to walk you through Moodle on my side because I don't know if I can access it through a student side. So I don't want to confuse y'all going through this Moodle shell because mine looks totally different than what yours would look like, and I don't want to confuse everyone. But if you do have questions on Moodle or how to need help navigating it, I can definitely set up a one-on-one virtual meeting with you to walk you through it individually. So if that's the case, please email me or reach out to me. I will see if we can post my email on the PowerPoint slideshow that the dean is showing. That way y'all can take a picture of it and email me if needed.
Perfect, I appreciate it, thank you.
Of course. Does anyone have any other questions for me before I turn it back over to the dean?
I have two quick questions. When can we join the ambassador program? Like, when would we need to start looking at that?
So you can join the ambassador program right away, right when you start into it. So if you're in your first term, second term, third, whatever term you're in, you can join right away. There is an application that I would have to send to you. You do need 2 references. So we ask that you get references from a coworker, a supervisor, or a previous instructor, or an instructor that you have now. Once you turn that application in, we review it and then we do an interview for you. That interview is usually consists of myself and 2 faculty members from the nursing program. And then you will receive a decision after that.
Okay. And then would you be able to help us with like needing our background check and our fingerprinting and things like that, and when to do that and how to do that?
So that's actually the clinical coordinators.
Okay.
So if you are going into your nursing block right away, so I know there's some students who will be going into the actual nursing core. Y'all will go through a clinical orientation here at noon.
Yeah.
And they will walk you through the fingerprints. They will walk you through everything to get your clinical set up. If you are not going into the nursing block right away, then in your 5th term, the clinical coordinators will come to your class if we're back on campus or virtually, and we'll have the orientation as well to guide you through setting up your campus.
Perfect. Thank you.
Anything else from anyone? All right. So I'm going to turn it back over to the Dean of Nursing. If you have any other questions for me, you could always put it in the chat box and I'll respond. Or like I said, I'll have the Dean of Nursing put in my email in the PowerPoint so y'all can take a picture of that and email me if y'all have any other questions. All right, Dean Burrow, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Zach. So this has been an amazing orientation. I'm glad that you were able to be on here. We have 57 participants that are on right now. So thank you for taking your time to come do this. If you guys have any additional questions, you can write those in the chat box and we can speak to those here now verbally, or we can also send out a frequently asked question. There was one question from somebody that asked if they have their fingerprint card, can we just submit a copy? That is an absolute yes. So as soon as you get to that point and you'll start submitting your documentation into My Clinical Exchange, then you'll be able to upload a copy of that. So that will be one less step for you to do. Another question is, when can we expect to get our Outlook login credentials? I believe our admissions team is working on that this weekend, so you should have that here in the next couple days. So they have been working with students via email to be able to get that information to you, so that switch should be turned very quickly. Somebody is saying that they need help with the student portal. They can't log in. So if you can send either myself or Zach a screenshot of your portal issue, we can help address that. Let me put up here real quick. I'm just going to add a field.
Guys, while she's adding that, I did want to answer a question that was posed. Some people have their classes, but it won't show books that they need or days or times. Your books will be presented to you in the syllabi. So that first day of the syllabus will have that ISBN and the book information. For the nursing core classes, all of the books are ebooks, unfortunately, because we are online and we don't have a way to pass out your hard copy books. For the Gen Ed, I would assume that is the same as well. Most of the general education classes are ebooks as well. If you do want to purchase a hard copy, just know that in the syllabi, the ISBN will be for you. You can go to Amazon, you can go and you can just rent the textbook if you want. The renting is way cheaper than buying the textbook, and you can return it after the term is over. For your general education classes, guys, renting a textbook is really all you need if you don't like the ebook. However, we do provide ebooks to y'all as part of your tuition. If you can't get into Moodle, guys, like I said, I think my email is about to be posted. I know the dean's email is up. Please email me that you can't get into Moodle, and we'll see about trying to walk you through that and getting everything set up as well as the portal. So
Okay.
if you look in the chat box, guys, it looks like Dean Burrow has updated the email addresses, so you can copy and paste those, or you can take a picture of them. Also, yeah, that I don't know where I was going with that, guys, but there's the email addresses.
Okay, so there was a question here. How do we know our class schedule for Monday if we won't have till Monday? Zach, I'm going to let you answer that on the schedules.
So if for some reason your portal is not showing your schedule, the portal is the only place that you'll be able to actually see your schedule. The Moodle classes won't appear till Monday, but in the portal, your schedule will be posted. Once you get into the portal, you'll be able to click on class schedule and see all your classes. If for some reason your classes are not appearing, then definitely reach out to me because I can send you a copy of your schedule and try to figure out why the schedule is not populating for you.
Another question, is there anything we should expect to be accountable of specifically as far as the start date on Monday, like attending any meetings prior to our first class on Tuesday?
No. There will not be anything unless you receive an email from the faculty and staff at the school. There should be no more meetings that you need to attend. If you do receive an email from a professor or a administration staff saying that there is a meeting to go over SIMS, clinicals, or how classes are set up, please attend that. But as to my knowledge, there is no other meetings in progress.
Another question is, I want to know the difference between the portal and Moodle. They are both confusing me.
Yeah, so the Moodle is your learning management system. So the Moodle is where you are going to be able to turn in your assignments, look at your assignments, do your assignments. That is where you're going to be able to see your grades for the class, communicate with the instructor. Basically, Moodle is the learning management system. It's where you're going to do everything. The portal is where you're going to see your final grades, your financial aid, your finances, and your schedule. You really don't need to use your portal throughout the term. You really just need to check in there once in a while to see your new schedule, to check your financial aid, and to check your final grades. Other than that, please just make sure that you are checking Moodle every day, because that is where you're going to see new announcements for your classes, where you're going to be able to turn your assignments in and everything.
And so the question is, what portal is that again? Where would we go to find our schedules?
So in the portal, once you're in the portal, you should be able to see a tab that says My Class Schedule or Class Schedules. You'll click on there and your schedule where it will appear. For some reason, not everyone's schedule is posting properly, and we apologize about that. With everything going virtual, it seems like our system is doing a little glitchy stuff right now. So we are working on trying to make sure everybody's schedule is published. But like I said, if your schedule is not published, shoot me an email, which I am getting emails right now. Shoot me an email and I'll be able to send you your schedule or walk you through it. With how many emails I am actually getting right now, please give me some time. Be a little bit patient with me. If you email me right now, I should be able to get back to you by the end of the day. I will make sure all of your questions are answered by the end of the day.
So I don't have any more questions on our chat. Is there anybody else that would like a question answered?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Sorry, I couldn't get on the chat. It was connected to Sharon, and it wouldn't allow me to send any messages. So I'm not sure what that was about. But my question is, are there going to be people available on the weekends and in the evening for if we had some technical issues?
So right now we're working through some IT. Moodle has its own 24/7 service that you can go into if you're having technical issues with Moodle. The portal, if you have technical issues with the portal, that is unfortunately Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. But Moodle does have a 24/7 email address, chat, and phone call that you can call if it's a Moodle issue. However, if it's an instructor issue or like you can't turn something in and the Dropbox isn't working for you, unfortunately, you would have to reach out to an instructor. Our instructors are flexible, guys, but just know that they are only required to email Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Most of our instructors do email at 9, at 10 o'clock at night, but don't expect that from everyone because, you know, we do have to make sure we take care of ourselves to take care of you. But definitely, if it's a Moodle issue, check into that 24/7 number. If it's an issue that needs to be attended to right away and Moodle service can't help you, just shoot your instructor an email and they'll either get back to you right away or they will get back to you the next morning.
And then I had another question. It's for you, Zachary. So you were talking about being an ambassador. I didn't catch all of it because I had to walk away. My kids are here. But anyways, we would email you or we would email who?
So you would email me. I am in charge of the Nursing Ambassador Program. So if you are interested in that program, you would shoot me an email and I would get you all the information to whatever email you send from.
Okay, thank you.
Online.brooklinecollege.edu is the Moodle system, not the portal. If you want to go into the portal, you'll go to brooklinecollege.edu, and in the right-hand side, you'll just say student, you'll click the student staff login, and then you'll click student login.
Okay, any other questions?
Sorry, I had one more question. Can we finish assignments early or is that an issue?
That is up to the professor. That is their discretion. Some allow you to turn in assignments early. Some don't open the next week until the week is over. So some will only have week 1 open, and then week 2 won't open until Sunday morning. So you can turn in your assignments during that week, whatever assignments due that week, but you won't be able to go into the next week for some courses until that week actually starts.
And please realize that we utilize Turnitin, a software that you submit most of your assignments through. So you may see a grade for your assignment, but not your feedback if it's before the due date. So don't panic on the fact that you see a grade and haven't had the instructor feedback. That will become available to you on the date the assignment is due.
I have a question as well for Zach.
Yes.
So there was another program, not the ambassador one, but I think you said student nurses, where you can attend meetings and stuff. Can you kind of reiterate that again?
Yeah, so the Student Nurses Association is ran by Dr. Hayashi. She is our Introduction to Nursing instructor as well as our Gero nursing instructor. We also have Virginia Keller on that meeting or in that program, who is one of our clinical coordinators, and as well as Christian St. Louis, who is a clinical coordinator. That program is basically a nurse-ran organization. It is a nationwide organization broken down into a statewide, broken down into a school-wide program. Virginia Keller, who's one of our clinical coordinators, was on this when she was in her BSN program. And I don't know if she's on right now and can reiterate what it's about, but she did go through this as a student nurse and says that she maintained a lot of connections in that program. She was able to connect with other nurses and other affiliations to sort of network out. And it's gained her great success by being in that program. It's really about connecting with other nurses in the field and other agencies and organizations. You'll be able to.
And how do you go about starting that?
Yeah, so I would either send myself or Virginia Keller an email. Virginia will be able to help, get you started with that program, and also send it over to Dr. Hayashi, who is the faculty advisor for that program. So I would just shoot one of us an email. We have not had a virtual meeting yet for the Student Nurses Association, but we are planning on starting that back up again this term. So just shoot us an email. Virginia Keller's email is now posted in the chat box, so we can get you started.
Sorry, guys. And the qualifications are the
volume for some reason.
Oh, 1 second. Virginia just came on, so she can talk about the Student Nurses Association a little more.
Sorry, was there a specific question?
She just wanted to
Was
know what.
there, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Was
Go ahead.
there qualifications? Zach explained it pretty well, but if there's qualifications like the ambassador program, you have to have the 80% attendance, 3.0 GPA. What are the qualifications for that program as well?
We don't really have any as far as the SNA goes, unless you are running, I believe, for a officer's position. Unfortunately, because of the situation we're in, we're not really able to have a in vivo meeting or being able to participate in any events at this point. But I think once we kind of get into this semester and have a better idea of how things are going, we'll probably set up a meeting so that everybody can get on and we can give a lot more thorough information on that, talk about the officers' positions, and we can send out the explanation, I can't talk, explanation of all of the office seats for you guys. So we can provide you with a lot more information.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Last call for any questions. Anybody have anything else that we haven't covered? So there is a question here. Will classes be scheduled live or will we follow a class prompt on our own time? For example, if our class starts at 10 a.m., will we wait for that time or would we have the ability to start earlier? Classes for the nursing program are going to be live lectures for their first 2 sections. Some of the classes have 3 sections, and there may be a scheduling conflict for the student for that 3rd section. So during the class time that the instructors will identify in their Moodle shell, those live lectures will begin at that time. So say the class is from 10 to 2. That live lecture will be from 10 to 2 for the morning class, and say 3 to 6, I'm just giving examples, 3 to 6 for the afternoon section. So those live lectures are available at that time. You won't be able to start them earlier because the faculty won't be on. For those of you that are unable to attend the live lectures, the faculty will upload the live lectures into their Moodle shells for your class, and you'll be able to click on that and review the recording for the lecture content and for attendance. And somebody just said, yesterday I had access to Moodle and Portal, but now I can no longer get in. Who should I contact? So again, if you will shoot Zach an email on that, we can see if we can get that issue resolved for you. I'm posting the email address here again. Any other questions? Well, I want to thank every one of you for taking the time to come to our orientation. It is our absolute pleasure for you to come to Brookline. We are here to support you in any way that we can. And I look forward to getting to know every one of you as you continue on here with Brookline. Thank you very much for taking the time to do this. If you have any questions, again, you can reach out to either myself or to Zach. Our email addresses are there, and we will respond to you as quickly as we can.
Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you virtually or seeing you on campus again when we are able to come back to campus.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.